let me draw you an illustration, very simplistic. We all have in our homes cultures, right? Like a business. And imagine you're going to open your home to a renter. You say, I'm going to rent a room out of my home, right? You really don't know them very well. Maybe found out about them from, some other person. Don't really know much about their character. What will be the first thing that you do when that renter comes to live in your house?
You're going to lay the ground rules.
You'll lay the ground rules, right? So what might some of those ground rules be? Well,
locking the doors when you leave, not leaving messes behind yourself, being polite in terms of noise, things like that.
Excellent. And so you lay the ground rules. The individual comes into your home and rents your room, and before you know it, there's dishes all over the kitchen. What do you do?
Well, Kiowa.
Well, okay, wait. Let's keep it legal.
Gun racks in our car.
So what do you do? What do you do, Michael?
What do I do?
Yeah, what would you do?
I'd kick his bleep out.
So you'd kick him out?
Yeah.
Right?
I lay down the rules.
How long would you give him before you kicked him out?
3 shots.
Okay, so you give him 3 shots. So what would you do on that first shot?
I would ask them politely and remind them of the ground rules.
Okay. Then second time?
I would be more specific, and I would tell them probably the end result if it were to happen again.
Okay, so you'd warn them that if they didn't change the behavior, there would be a negative consequence.
Employees. I had restaurants,
Yeah.
so it's the same kind of a thing. I've always been a 3 strikes and you're out. And that's even molded over to my sales world, because everybody seems to say yes, yes, yes to me. Well, if they say yes, 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 and they don't buy on that 3rd yes, they're still done.
They're out. So you kick them out. On the 3rd one, they're out. Right? So here's one of the problems. In business, we don't do that. We talk about doing it, but we don't do it. We don't execute. Now, in some environments we do, but very few. I'm shocked of the environment or the amounts of situations where people are struggling with employees, and they've been struggling with the same employee for years. For years. Right? So why? So why is that? Why do we do that?
Comfort zone.
Comfort zone. Okay.
You're dealing with
Conflict avoidance.
Right. If you've got your guy and he's your only heavy machine operator, and he was missing for 2 days, and he comes back, it's like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're back. Right.
Go ahead, Lev.
I was just going to say, in your business, you're counting on them to achieve a certain task, whereas in your home, they're just sharing space. And so sometimes you're afraid of that conflict because you don't want to have to pick up that workload. Where at home, it's just a matter of, I don't really need you living here. In your business, sometimes you need that role being fulfilled, and you don't want the extra stress of replacing them or dealing with unemployment or other
I think it's the fear of, okay, I know what this person does.
You know the evil you have.
Yeah, you know the evil you have. What am I going to get if I bring somebody else in instead of looking at it the positive? If I get rid of this person and bring in somebody that actually does the job,
Right.
Gee, I could actually get this done. But
So what happens, back to the rental example, what happens when you don't enforce the values and you have 5 children, ages 10 to 16?
they just keep breaking rules.
Well, once again, out in Kiowa.
You dig a hole.
No, kennels.
No, I think where I see you going with that is that those traits get passed along to the other kids. They see that the other one's getting away with it, so why can't I? And
Exactly.
so that problem tends to grow and be spread amongst the others.
And so how does that compare to our business environment?
Aren't you just trying to say that they're creating their own core values?
Well, no, but how does that story then relate to the business environment?
If you don't uphold that first core value, they're not gonna uphold any of the other ones.
Yeah, okay, so they're not gonna believe in all of the core values. And where I was going with that is that I see you getting away with it, I can get away with it too.